Okay, I think we are recording. Yes, we are. Okay, beautiful. Welcome back to our wellness lifestyle series. So we are going through the doTERRA wellness lifestyle pyramid, and this is video number 3. We're talking about rest and stress management. If you have not watched video 1 and 2 on eating right and on exercise, please go back and watch those now. Otherwise, let's get into it. So like I said, today we are talking about creating your wellness lifestyle. This is all about natural low-tox living with doTERRA. Okay, so we are going through this pyramid. Again, as I said, this is video number 3 of 5, okay? So we are halfway up. So far we've covered eating right, we've covered nutrition, we've covered exercise and moving your body and all that sort of stuff. Today we are talking about rest and managing your stress. And this could be broken down into a lot of different things, but I really just want to do a good broad overview today. So the first question really is, why does stress matter? Like, why do we care whether we're stressed or not? Why is it such a big deal? And the fact is that stress can be good or bad. Okay, so good stress is also called eustress. Bad stress is called distress. And stress is not all bad, right? Good stress is that like excitement and that motivation and the urgency, and we're getting things done and we're going. Like that is a good stress. Good stress can also be physiological within your body. Like when you work out and you work your muscles, they are stressed. And when they are stressed, that is what causes them to grow. So stress is not something that we should avoid at all costs. But that being said, there is sort of a not so good side to stress, right? Stress can create so much bad stuff or unwanted stuff in our lives that it's really something to be mindful of, and it's really an important thing to dive into. I mean, like I said, this video could so very easily be broken down into many videos because, you know, we could talk about all these different things because bad stress can create all of these things and so much more in your body, right? So we're talking reduced immunity, increased body weight, increased pain, heightened inflammation. Inflammation is one of those things that is actually the root of a lot of chronic diseases that seem to be on the rise in Western society today. Inflammation is a big deal. And when you are stressed, it increases your inflammation. It also quite often means that you have poor quality of sleep, moodiness, unable to manage your emotions, headaches, migraines, all these sorts of things, right? Like, if you have not experienced any of these, I would be surprised. We are living in a time where we are constantly stressed. We have a lot of screen time. You're watching this on a screen right now. We have a lot of screen time. We have a lot on the go. We're always doing something. And that is a stressful place to be when you are always go, 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 go. So it's really important to recognize, though, that you don't have to be in this place. So many people feel like stress is just always going to be there. It's never going to go away. And also many people don't even realize that they're always in a stress state because they're always there, right? It's just normal for them. They wouldn't actually know anything different. But the fact is that you don't have to be stressed. You don't have to subject yourself to this list of things, right? This does not have to be your normal. You get to choose a new normal. Pretty awesome. And it's really important to note, smell, your olfactory sense, your smell, is one of the most effective and fastest ways to impact your mood and reduce your stress levels. We're going to talk about a few ways to reduce stress levels, don't worry. But this is really important. I mean, when we're talking about doTERRA and we're talking about using essential oils, yes, there's different ways that you can use these oils. We're going to talk about a few of those today. But smell is, like I said, most effective, so fast, and it's so easy. So easy. And how does this work? So this little chart right here should show you. Now, I think my little picture-in-picture might be covering a little bit of this. I hope it's not, but I can't. It looks different on my screen than it does on yours. But the the basic thing is, you know, first of all, the olfactory system. So this is really just everything that relates to smell. Okay, so when you take that bottle of oil, and you sniff it, it goes in through your nose, up into your brain, into the limbic system of your brain. And then the limbic system of your brain is, it's the place where we process emotions and memories. So this sort of emotional brain, it also controls your heart rate, your blood pressure, your stress levels, memory, hormones. This emotional brain controls so much. And this entire system that you can see in front of you takes seconds. So from the time I take this bottle of oil, I have patchouli today, take this bottle of oil, and I inhale it straight from the bottle. I literally, within seconds, that goes into my brain, and it has a chemical reaction inside my brain that actually reduces my stress when I'm using an oil or when I'm smelling a smell that is a stress reducing smell. Another really great way that we're going to talk about using these oils is using a diffuser. You can see that at the bottom. This is, I would say, pretty much the most common way that people use oils. It is pretty much where most people start. But just having a diffuser where you're mixing your oils with water, breaks them down into teeny little particles that just disperse through the air. And this allows you, actually have my diffuser going right now, sitting right beside me. And this just allows that smell to permeate through the air, so you don't have to constantly be taking the lid off the bottle and sniffing it, right? Like, it's just a really beautiful way to have the benefits that we're going to talk about throughout your home or your office or your bedroom, or, you know, wherever your current space is. So stress, when we are looking at reducing stress, that requires a pause. And it requires us to just sort of unwind. That's what we want to do. And so if we're looking at different oils that we can use to help us right off the bat when we're in that stress state, like, what can you do that's just going to go, well, you just saw me do it with one of them, and that's patchouli. Okay, so there's a few that I want to talk about. Balance. Balance is the grounding blend. This is a beautiful, beautiful blend. It is sort of green. It's like a tree. There's a lot of tree smells in it. Very beautiful, very grounding, very centering, also very gentle. And because it's not floral, a lot of men, some women as well, but a lot of men don't really like a lot of floral scents, in my experience. So if you have somebody who isn't a really big fan of flowers, so maybe they don't want something, maybe they don't like something like lavender, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Balance is a really nice alternative. It's also really gentle, place to use around kids, and a lot of pets actually really enjoy the smell of Balance as well. Past tense. This is the roll-on. You can see in the photo there, and this is great for your muscles. Oh, this is one of my favorites at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and your muscles are getting sore, and you've been sitting at the computer and you're typing and you feel like your shoulders are in your ears. Past tense is just, you roll it on, so it has a physical response where it actually soothes your muscles, but also just the smell of it is so relaxing. And just one sniff of the bottle just kind of makes you go, ah. Aroma Touch. This is the massage blend or the spa blend. It is a beautiful, beautiful blend of different oils. It's a very unique smell, but it has been created. Every oil in there is made to help calm and relax the body. So it's great for massages, helps to actually increase circulation and that sort of thing in the physical body, but also just as a smell, it helps you pause. It really helps with that pause. The next one, and this is one of my absolute favorites, Clary Calm. This is one of the blends that converted me, so to speak. So when I started using oils, just like so many people, I was really skeptical. I was like, it's just a pretty smell. What's it going to do? And it wasn't until I got my Clary Calm, and this is one of the first oils I ordered, and I took the lid off of it, and I sniffed it. And I felt my entire body just go, ugh. It's like I melted into my chair, and I kind of went, holy crap. There's something to that, right? This isn't something that took hours. This isn't something, it wasn't a pill I had to take. It wasn't anything crazy. It's literally this beautiful little bottle. And I took a lid off and I sniffed, and my whole body relaxed. It was just absolutely gorgeous. So Clary Calm is, it's a blend. It's called the Women's Monthly Blend. Main ingredient is clary sage, which actually helps balance hormones in women. So if you have PMS, highly recommend that one. But also really just great. I use it all the time, any time in the month. It doesn't have to be that time of the month for me, but it's really, really, really great to help you pause, help you sort of bring that down. And the last one is patchouli, which is what I'm holding. Patchouli is one that not a lot of, it's not one of the more common ones that people start with, but it is one of my personal favorites. It's one of the ones that I use when I feel like I'm scattered, when I feel like I am bouncing around and I'm everywhere and I'm overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. Smelling patchouli, and sometimes I'll just put a little bit on my third eye or a little bit under my nose that I can smell it. Smelling patchouli just brings me back down to earth. It's almost as if I can feel myself arriving back here in this present moment so that I can deal with what's in front of me and get rid of that overwhelm. Patchouli is one that I highly, highly, highly recommend. Next, I want to talk about emotions for a little bit. So when we are stressed, that can feel like a lot of things. Stress, as I said at the beginning, there's good stress and there's bad stress. But then even within that sort of that bad stress or that distress, there is fear, there is anger, there's grief, right? There's a whole range of stress within that, and a whole range of emotions. And so there's this incredible, it's a kit. It's called the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, and it has these 6 blends in it. Now we're going to go, I think it's the next, yeah. So we're going to talk about all of them in a second, but I really just want to go through. So there's 6 different blends, and each one, the name tells you pretty much what it does. Passion, this is like your kick in the butt. It's like gets your creativity flowing. Motivation gets you moving. So passion, creativity, motivate, movement. Cheer, this is just when you feel like you need to be cheered up. If you just feel kind of low, kind of blah. Forgive, this is almost like a fresh start. I think that's sort of the best way I have to describe it is a fresh start. Peace is the reassuring blend. Now this is a great one if you know anybody who suffers from anxiety. Highly recommend Peace. It is a very different smell to anything that you've probably smelled before, and it's just really, really beautiful. And then Console, I always describe Console as wrapping a big blanket around yourself and just kind of getting a hug. It's like a hug in a bottle. I don't know. It's really cool. But these ones are all great. They come in regular oils or they come in the touch version, which you can see in the photo. And these are amazing to have with you to help deal with emotions as you go through your day. So how do you actually know like what to reach for though when you're stressed, when you're feeling all these feels? How do you know what to reach for? So this beautiful wheel is something that doTERRA has created for us. And how to choose a blend. So as you can see, the 6 blends that I just mentioned are around the outside of the wheel. And then next layer in, it shows, trees, florals, mints, citrus. So it shows you sort of the category. And then in from there, it shows different emotions. And I love this wheel. First of all 6 of these blends, I have them all. I love them all. I use them all the time. But if you are maybe just starting out and maybe you have just the top 10 oils. I say just the top 10. You have the top 10. There's a hell of a lot you can do with the top 10. But within your top 10 oils, you have peppermint, you have lemon, you have, there's a few blends in there as well, but let's just look at peppermint and lemon for a second because there's sort of 2 of the obvious ones. So maybe you don't have peace and you don't have motivate and you don't have cheer, but you have peppermint and lemon. There's your mints and there's your citrus. So you can still use this little chart, this wheel, to look at your emotions, look at the oils that you have in front of you and say, okay, what feels like it would help me in this moment? So maybe that's where you reach for your peppermint, or you reach for your lemon, or you reach for your frankincense. With that being said, so first what you want to do is identify the emotion that you're feeling on the wheel. Okay, so again, this is regardless if you're using these blends or an individual oil. Identify the emotion you might be feeling. So again, let's just use anxiety. Anxiety is one that a lot of people suffer from. It's really common and unfortunately getting more common. But you know, you could use any of the ones on this wheel. Anxious, gloomy, distressed, bored, disinterested, ashamed, sad, hurt. Right? All of these are on this wheel, and all of these are things that we experience, and all of these in some way are stressful, right? In some capacity, they are stressful. And then you're just going to select the corresponding oil. Again, as I said, it might be one of these blends, it might be an individual oil, recognizing that it might be more than one. Right? You can mix and match. You can mix things. And also recognizing that every single body is unique. So your body chemistry is different to my body chemistry. Therefore, what feels really good to you, what really helps your anxiety, might just be okay for me. Maybe I need a little bit something else. So there's a little bit of trial and error, but this is an incredible place to start. So managing your emotions in this way, having simple and really effective tools at your fingertips to deal with your emotions is one of the best ways that I have found to help manage stress, bring you down, help with anxiety, and help give you rest. Rest does not just mean physical rest. Rest also means mental rest and emotional rest. So that's really where this comes in. The next one, which is obviously a huge part of this category, is sleep. So many people suffer from poor sleep. Like it is so common. I swear, almost everybody I talk to is like had a shit night's sleep, didn't sleep well, don't understand. There's a lot of frustration. And again, just like we talked about with stress at the beginning, there's a lot of this like, well, I've always slept poorly. I guess I'll just always sleep. Like it's almost just like a resignation of like, I guess this is the best we got. And it just doesn't have to be like that. You have a choice. And when you choose to bring these beautiful natural oils into your home, you are choosing to say enough is enough. I deserve better and I want different and I'm going to make it happen. So there are a few oils that we're going to talk about, but also just some other things. So let's look at those other things first, because these incorporated with different oils are going to be the most effective, okay? If you just do one thing, that's okay, but the more you can kind of pull from different areas, the better, or the more effective it's going to be. So trying things like using a sleep mask or getting blackout curtains for your room is huge. Can't even tell you how many people I've spoken to who say they suffer from poor sleep, and I say, okay, well, tell me about your bedroom, and oh, the TV's on all night or the window's open. I like having fresh air, but then I live in a city and there's street lights or whatever it happens to be, you know, the light from the hallway or a night light or whatever. Our bodies are programmed that when there is light coming in, they don't rest. Our bodies actually produce different hormones, different chemicals based on what's around us when we're sleeping. So creating that really sort of sacred, quiet, dark space for you. That being said, some people have trouble sleeping when it's absolutely dead silent. So maybe a fan in another room or some white noise or something. Creating a routine around bed. Oh, this is so big for adults and kids. So big. If you have no routine around your bedtime, if you're going to bed at 9 p.m. one day and midnight the next day, and this day you're going to meditate, but then this day you're going to stay up listening to music, and then this day you're doing this, like your body is just like, what the hell's going on? I don't know what's happening. Why am I gonna sleep, right? Like that in itself is stressful. Your body's on edge. It's waiting for the next thing. So by creating a routine, creating just a way, something that signals to your body that it's time to start relaxing. Now this might be an evening bath. This might be, for certain people, I know a lot of people use certain essential oils, like every evening at 8 o'clock in their diffuser, they'll put in some lavender piece or some balance. So it can actually be that olfactory, like that smell signal, like we talked about, right? Sense of smell can reduce your stress like that. So if you have that smell that your body connects to sleep and connects to low stress, it's a really powerful way to help create a routine. So good with kids as well, by the way. So, so, so good. And a great part of routine is reading. Or having a story. Like maybe you don't actually like to read, but you know, there's so many apps that you can get. That I have one app in particular, it's called Calm, and they actually have sleep stories. And it's like when you're a little kid and one of your parents or babysitter or whoever, grandparent, reads you a story to fall asleep. It's like the adult equivalent. Unreal, so good. Then another thing is a power down hour. Now this is a powerful part of a routine. This is one of the first things that I always ask people about. Tell me about your electronic use in the evening. Are you staring at a screen all evening, whether it's your phone or the TV or your computer? If you're staring at a screen until the second you want to go to bed, again, that is signaling to your body it's time to stay awake, right? Because you're looking at light, you're getting stimulus. So if you have a power down hour, which is just a whole hour before bed without electronics, that is a wonderful part of routine and a really, really great stimulus for your body. And the next thing is exercise. Also, that includes sex. Because you know, these are things that produce chemicals within our bodies that both feel good but also are relaxing. Okay, so if you are physical, you know, sometimes a lot of people get into bed and they actually feel like there's excess energy in their body and they don't know what to do with it. These things can definitely help. And some beautiful oils that are an incredible complement to a great bedtime routine are things like lavender and lavender peace, also called serenity. So lavender is one of the oils of the top 10. If you're just starting, chances are you have lavender. One of my favorites, has always been one of my favorites. Lavender is so relaxing. It's called the Queen of Calm. So relaxing, just brings you down. Very, very gentle. If you use a sleep mask, if it's a fabric one, I actually will sometimes put 1 drop of lavender on the outside of the sleep mask so that the smell is around my face. I will also sometimes put either a drop straight on my pillowcase or even with the plain lavender, put 1 drop in my evening face cream. Lavender is really great for your skin, but also then when you rub it into your face, literally everything smells like lavender, right? It's all around your nose. This is a great one. It's also really, really good for a lot of kids because it's gentle. Next, we have a few. Now, these are all sort of less common oils. Many of these are not considered like your starter oils, and they're all awesome. Okay, so one is vetiver. Vetiver is an oil that I had never heard of. It's one that I'd never heard of up until a few months ago. But it is, I know so many people that report, especially with children who have a hard time sleeping, this is like knocks you out. And again, when we're talking about all of these, smell, but also you can use these topically, okay? Rub it on the bottoms of your feet, rub a little bit on your chest, a little bit on your back, whatever it happens to be. Sandalwood or Hawaiian sandalwood, again, great for anxiety, so calming, so grounding, really help with relaxation. And Roman chamomile. This one, I mean, you probably had chamomile tea. It's the same thing. It's just in an oil, right? So it's really soothing, really calming. Again, wonderful for kids, really gentle and safe for babies as well. And the last one that I want to talk to you about sleep is easy air. Again, many people when they're sleeping, sometimes poor sleep is also from snoring. Maybe if you're sick or if there's a cold going around the house and you have stuffed up nose and you can't breathe, and that can also impact sleep. Easy air is wonderful. So it supports healthy airways. It helps you breathe better. So it opens up your airways, helps things flow. It's also just really soothing and really relaxing. Really great in a diffuser at bedtime. And I know many people who say that they will put this in a diffuser on their partner's side of the bed if their partner snores. And many people report that it actually helps reduce snoring because it opens the airways. So if that's a problem for you, that might just be something to consider. And I want you to get creative, okay? So when we're talking about stress and needing to relax and wanting to rest, what does that mean to you? Get creative. Think outside the box. We've talked about a lot of things here today and a lot of different tools that you can use, but that is by no means a complete list, right? So there's a few more here. Meditation, mindfulness, wonderful. One of the best ways to help reduce stress. Getting a massage, doing yoga, so good. Spending time in nature. There's been so many studies done that actually prove that spending time in nature reduces stress. Laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. We've all heard that saying. It's true. Go to a comedy club. Put a comedy special on Netflix. Look up something stupid on YouTube. Right? We all have access to these things. Anything that makes you feel good is going to reduce your stress. And again, any oil that you really love, even if it's one I have not mentioned today, but if you love it and you actually can feel your body go, so good, then it's working for you, right? Who cares if I said it or not? If it feels like it's working, it's working. That's all that really matters. And really, I want you to just remember you are best when you're rested. And this is a lot of things, okay? When I say you are at your best, I mean as a person, as a parent, as a partner, as an employee or a business owner, as a friend. You cannot be at your best if you don't take care of yourself. You cannot be at your best if you don't fill your cup. And by de-stressing and taking a rest, pressing pause, that is you filling your cup, right? That is you helping to create this foundation that is going to help you be at your absolute best. And again, you know, as I said at the beginning, this is video number 3. The first 2 videos were eating right and exercise. Those 2 are your solid foundation. That is the bottom of the pyramid for a reason. And when you are doing both of those things, managing your stress becomes simpler, right? One builds on top of the next. One builds on top of the next. Because if your body is lacking nutrition, if it's craving movement, if it's not getting the things that it needs, it's going to actually be physiologically stressed out. So it's actually going to work against you. So I would really encourage you to start from the bottom and work your way up. And if there's just one thing that you need to incorporate, start with one thing at each level. One thing when we're talking about food and nutrition. Maybe that's your lifelong vitality pack. One thing when we're talking about movement. Maybe that's getting your deep blue rub and working that into your muscles and being more intentional about going for a walk a couple of times a week. One thing about stress. Maybe that is picking your favorite oil that really just helps bring you down and incorporating that into a bedtime routine or into a daily mindfulness routine. So really, I just want to encourage you to remember that you are best. You are going to be at your absolute best when you take care of this area of your life. Because, like we said at the beginning, stress, that negative stress is the root of so many things that you probably don't want in your life, right? When you're stressed, reduced immune system, generally have a higher body weight, moodiness, headaches, all these sorts of things, inflammation, the base of so many different health problems that people are faced with. So when you deal with your stress, you're dealing with all of that other stuff at the same time. Okay, that is it for today. If you're watching this, regardless of the platform, please, questions, comments, bring them on, send me a message. I would love to talk to you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week for video number 4. Bye.